guys just scream really loud for me just one good time? That makes me feel better. Thank you. Okay, today I will be talking to you guys about sponsoring new recruits, which is Cord 2. Who wants to grow their team? That's not loud enough. Try it again. There we go. Okay. So that is what I will be discussing with you guys today. But first, I want to tell you guys a little bit about my story, and it all starts in September of 2011. I'm sure there are a few of you in the room that joined to get the discount or to earn money off of what you bought for yourself, or maybe even to support your Scentsy addiction. I'm also pretty positive that a lot of you came here today to get the kit full of goodies, right? If so, it's okay. I was you this time last year. But let me tell you, if this is your first time to a Scentsy event, I promise that if you have an open mind and really listen and apply what you learned today, your business and your life will take a huge leap towards great success. Like I said, my story starts in September of 2011. I was getting pampered by the most fabulous nail tech ever, who later turned out to be my sponsor. Hi, Christy. She had recently joined, and she had the testers sitting in the salon. I started smelling the testers, and while most of you won't agree with me on this one, you know what got me hooked? Festival of Trees. You either like pine smells or you don't, but for me, it brought back many memories of Christmases with my family. I didn't buy anything that day. Sorry, Christy. But I got to thinking while I was at work the next week, why not just sign up and sell it myself and make money off of what I bought? So I did. I figured it was much better than searching for coupons for Yankee Candle. So I went to Christy's website and I joined September 30th, 2011. I had no aspirations at all to make a business or a living out of it. I did a little advertising here and there, but I never really took anything seriously. One day, a friend wrote on my Facebook wall and asked me to have a party. She's actually on one of my teams in this room now, too. I thought, sure, why not? I had never been to a party, didn't really know anything about the product besides that it smelled good and was safer than candles. Heck, I had just really heard of Scentsy a few months prior, but I figured I would just wing it, and I did. The party turned out pretty well. It was about a $500 party. The hostess got some pretty awesome hostess rewards, and I figured it wasn't too bad of a gig. I could definitely do a few parties a month and make anywhere between $400 and $600. Easy peasy. Well, that was my goal. A year ago, at this exact event that you guys are all sitting at today, my life was forever changed. Sorry. I came to Spring Sprint 2012 to get the kit full of goodies. Little did I know how inspired I was going to be. Instantly, when I walked in the auditorium, I was blown away by the amount of positivity I saw all around me. I thought to myself, these people can't really be this happy, can they? It was almost awkward how friendly people were and how quick they were to chit-chat and talk to you like they had known you forever. It was very weird. I realize now that when people are blessed in all aspects of their life because of this company, that it radiates all over. That's why they say to share the Scentsy blessing. Everyone deserves to be this happy. I saw SSDs on stage speaking, and I was in awe at the amount of passion they had for their business. My aha moment was when hearing my superstar director, Angela Tippett's words, while she was on stage. If I can do this, so can you. Now, I'm not an SSD yet, but I will be in the near future. The only way to fail in this business is to quit, and I will not quit, and I will not give up on my goal. I left Spring Sprint with a whole new outlook on what this company and my business was really about and where I could go, if I chose to, and I chose to. That month, I started listening to trainings, which, if I'm being honest, I had never done before. And on February 13th, I had my first team member join. She's actually in this room, too. Hi, Kim. 2 days later, another. 5 days later, another. 7 days later, 2 more. The next day, another. And it just kept going and going and going. I realize now that this wasn't luck. I was working my business, reaching out to people, and sharing the Scentsy blessing. And my business was working for me. Not only do you make better money by growing your team, but wouldn't it be nice if everyone you knew was this happy? Share the opportunity. You want everyone you know to be a part of the Scentsy blessing. And the best part, no matter which brand they choose, it's so simple, anyone can do it. Within 7 months of attending the 2012 Spring Sprint, I had 23 ladies on my team, was able to eliminate my full-time job, be a work-from-home Scentsy mom, and also promoted to director. That was October of last year in 2012. We now have 43 people on the team today. My team is rocking it out, and all my ladies are truly amazing. So today I'm here to talk to you about sponsoring new recruits by 1, always being observant, 2, connecting, and 3, leading by example. First, I want to talk to you about my why. Everybody needs to have their own why as to doing this business, whether it's to quit your full-time job and be a stay-at-home mom, or whether it's to pay off some debt, or whether it's to have your husband quit his full-time job. Whatever the case may be, you need to have a why. Here is my why. Sorry, I feel like Heidi now. Okay, our little princess, Kira Lynn, she is my why. I want to give her, as Carrie Wilkerson calls it, an extraordinary life. And I don't mean lavish and material things. I have the advantage already that many parents don't. I get to stay home with her every day. I get to see all those little moments of new experiences and watch her learn new things. Does she drive me absolutely bonkers sometimes? Absolutely. But I wouldn't trade it. I can be there when she needs her boo-boos kissed, or she needs a cuddle time, or wants to have a tea party. I will be able to attend school functions and volunteer at holiday parties during class. Like this Friday, we have a Valentine's party, and I get to volunteer. My husband and I will be able to show her new places and take her on new adventures and travel. I want her to experience all the things I never could, because most of my life, my mom lived on a single income. She will still have to earn things, but I never want to have to tell her we can't afford it. Sensi is giving me the opportunity to give my family this life, and I am so grateful. The first component of sponsoring new recruits is be observant in social media. Watch for those people on Facebook who consistently like your Sensi posts. Someone who always likes your posts but never comments, that's your cue. Don't start humping their leg like a dog in heat. You don't want to seem desperate. But 9 times out of 10, they are interested but afraid to say something. You will find your future recruits hiding in the wings. You never know who is waiting on you to ask them about the opportunity. A high school friend was always liking my post about Sensi. So one day, I messaged her and asked her if she'd ever thought about joining. She said maybe. I gave her some more details, answered her questions, and I knew that she would join when the time was right for her. About a month later, she joined. I attended her launch party, and she earned her Shooting Star Award and has been working her business ever since in the hopes of doing only this one day. There was a study done about this, and do you know that most people say they don't join because nobody asked them? Don't let that be you. Reach out to those Monday haters, the ones constantly posting about the weekend going too fast and Monday coming too soon. I used to be one of those people, and I'm sure some of you in this room still are. But before I found Sensi, I actually enjoyed my job. I hated hearing my alarm clock go off at 5:30 every morning, but I didn't hate my job by any means. But I almost feel cheated that someone didn't reach out to me 3 years ago and tell me about this opportunity. Who knows where I would be today? Yes, it's better late than never, but still, you owe it to others to share this opportunity. Help them fall in love with the product. Why not reach out to those Monday haters and ask them to host the party? You can ask them to join, of course, but that's like asking someone to buy a car before they test drive it. They have no idea if they even like the product yet, or really if they even like you. Yes, you might be Facebook friends, but what does that really even mean these days? They need to fall in love with the product, and we all know they will. They also need to form a deeper connection with you. Don't be afraid to hear no. It may just mean not right now. So they say no to hosting a party. That's fine. You cannot be afraid to hear no. Make it a goal to contact at least one person a day about hosting a party, because the more parties you do, the more potential team members that you are going to get in front of. Average is 1 yes to every 5 no's. And I know my team gets sick of me saying that. So why not give your averages the advantage by asking? No usually means not right now. In fact, one of my team members first told me no to having a party. She was a stay-at-home mom, and I really knew that she would be awesome at this business, but of course I asked her to have a party first so she could fall in love with the party. She said no. A few months later, she messaged me. She said, yeah, I think I want to have a party. And I said, okay. So I made sure I followed up, and I gave her some more details about if she was interested in joining, that we could turn that party into her launch party. So we did a party. That day, she signed up, and that was her launch party. As much as I didn't want to give it to her because it was my first party over $1,000, I did. And so not only did she hit her Shooting Star award, but she also hit Sensational Star at level 1, her day of her launch party. And certified, sorry. So her no just meant not right now. Now, think about this. What if I never asked her? Would she be on somebody else's team? Would she not have the blessing to be able to make extra money and still be able to stay home with her son? You have to take advantage of it and ask. Next is be observant in public places. Are you dining out and you see a server that looks absolutely exhausted but still somehow manages to keep a smile on her face and give great customer service? There's an opportunity. What about the lady at Walmart who gave exceptional service with an upbeat and bubbly attitude? There's your opportunity. Are you at a school function and there's always a mom there that is attending her child's events? Meet with her. Do some small talk. Figure out what she's doing. Does she work? Is her husband the only one that works? Ask her. You never know. Plant the seeds now. Step outside of your comfort zone and give them the opportunity that someone was willing to share with you. Plant the seeds now and your garden will start growing before you know it. Make sure that you always leave your house with business cards and samples. Catalogs if you've got extra. Give them a business card and sample and ask people if they want to earn free Scentsy. That's exactly where it starts, is reaching out to people. Make a habit of talking to a minimum of 10 people a day. I know, whoa, I'm not doing that. I hear it right now. But if you just make yourself in the habit of talking to at least 10 people a day, if you don't run into 10 people, that's fine. But I think some of my friends I know get really sick of it because all I talk about is Scentsy. I know my husband gets kind of annoyed sometimes. But if you just get yourself in that habit, you get a lot more comfortable with it. Remember, like I said, the average is 5 asks to get to 1 yes. Remember the average, so make sure you give yourself room to beat the law of the average. Most people don't even know they want to join until they are asked. It's probably never even crossed their mind before. Are you going to be the one that asks them, or are you going to let that moment slip away and the next consultant come along and give them the opportunity? I promise you that if you don't ask them and you see one of your Facebook friends post their link to their new Scentsy website and they are not on your team, you are going to be pissed. And you are going to kick yourself in the butt. Well, she knew I was part of Scentsy. Well, you never asked, so you can't blame her. You have to ask. Next, be observant at your parties. Turn on your listening ears. We have to tell our daughter to turn on her listening ears. Sometimes she is 3. So kind of resonate with some of you, I'm sure. So if that's what you literally have to do, then do it. Pick them up and turn them on. Just like when you listen for signals on when someone is ready to buy, such as how do I fill out the order form, or what is the code for this warmer. Listen for joining signals too. For instance, how many parties do you do a month? How many team members do you have? How much commission do you make? How much is it to join? Secure contact information and follow up. Now when someone asks you something like this, once again, don't jump down the customer's throat or start humping their leg for the remainder of the party. You will seem too eager and desperate, and your other guests will feel very much ignored and move on. It's almost like playing a game of hard to get. People always want what they can't have, right? Right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So when it comes time for her to place her order, then you can mention it to her. Ask her what made her ask you questions about your business. Is it her that's interested, or is it somebody else that maybe she knows that would be a good fit for this business? Make sure that you offer to her to either meet with her personally sometimes or maybe chat with her over the phone. Tell her to gather some questions. Make sure that you have her email as well so you can follow up with her. Next is connect with people. Follow up and connect with party attendees, hosts, guests, and new acquaintances. If they show interest in your business, contact them and find out what questions they may have and see how you can help. Ask them questions about what they do. Why are they interested in the extra income? People love to talk about themselves, so make that connection and let them know that you care and are trying to help them embark on a new journey of success. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I'll never forget, when I was at a party, I want to say 2 years ago, there was a lady, it was a jewelry party, and I checked the box. This was before I heard of Scentsy, of course. I checked the box that I was interested in learning more information about joining her team. She never followed up with me. I had checked the box. We all know how hard that box is to get checked. I checked the box, and she never called me, never followed up, never anything. Granted, I'm happy the way things have turned out now, but it still astonishes me that I literally was asking for her to ask me about joining her team, and she never said a word to me. Don't let that happen to you. If somebody shows you that you're interested, follow up. Create a simple system for follow-up and to connect. I have an email saved to my computer that I will copy and paste to send to any potential team members that show interest in the business. I will type up something a little more personal that fits to their situation at the beginning of the email, such as, I know that you wished you and your husband could pay off your credit cards quicker, and I know from experience that this could be the blessing you have been waiting for. I'm here with any questions you may have. Provide them with links to information that will keep them interested. After the personalization that I do at the beginning, I explain the basics of the Sensi family, what it has done for me personally and my family, what I love about it, and I also have a few links posted for them to look at, such as the link to the Forbes Top 100 list, and a few Sensi YouTube videos, the Sensi story, the fragrance quality, Sensi 2011-2012 year in review, and Discover Sensi Family. This is just enough information for them to determine that it's a successful company with great products and genuine people without putting them on Sensi overload. Next, love what you do and share what you love. You know when you get an awesome deal on a really cute pair of jeans? Or how about you coupon clippers that get super excited when you go to the grocery store and save $50 just from your coupons? What about those of you Pinterest users that try a new recipe, it turned out great, and you take a picture and post to your Facebook, giving credit where credit is due with a little cute caption that says, "Thanks, Pinterest." There are just a few examples, but the point I'm trying to make is what happens when you are excited about something. You share it. Do that with your business. I mean, really, what is there not to love? Warmers and wax that smell better than candles, that last longer. They match your home or work decor. Fondue and chocolate yumminess. And fashionable and stylish purses, clutches, and jewelry. Be excited. Talk about your business, the opportunity, and hosting parties to everyone you know. Friends, family, coworkers, everyone. You never know who your next team member will be. Next is stay connected to your team. Encourage your team to hit the Shooting Star Award, so if they can't afford it and it is in their budget, they can take advantage of the enhancement kit. Help them promote to certified for a 5% raise. I'm not saying do it for them, but encourage them, motivate them. Invest time in them to train, show them the training center, order forms, PWS, walk them through the new consultant startup guide if you're local. If not, try to do it over the phone. Help them as best as you can. The first thing I tell all of my team members to do once they sign up is go to the training center and under the new consultant tab, watch the orientations 1 through 4. This is the first step they need to do in order to get a little more comfortable with their workstation. Let's be honest, as a new consultant, the workstation can be a little overwhelming. It's a great thing to have because literally Sensi has put everything that we need in there, but as a new consultant, there's a lot to look at. So help them at least, or tell them to watch the training so they can at least get comfortable with putting in orders at first, because really that's all they want to do at first anyway. I also explained to them that once they get their starter kit, they need to read through the new consultant startup guide, and that will explain almost everything they need to know right off the bat. I explained to them that if they have any questions, they are more than welcome to call or text me anytime they need to. If I cannot answer right away, I have a team Facebook group set up where they can go and get the answer they need by asking the other team members in our group. I explained that everyone is helpful and we all want to see each other succeed. Next is lead by example. Find out their why. Did they join to pay off debt? Do they want to buy a new car? Do they just want a couple extra $100 a month to spend at Target? Or do they have long-term goals, such as becoming director and moving their way up the ranks to become a superstar director? Meet with them in person or discuss it over the phone. Whatever their goal is, explain to them the steps they can take to put that plan in action. Help them draw a roadmap to success and develop an action plan. It is your job as a sponsor to ask about their goals, long-term or short. At the beginning of every month, I post to my team Facebook page asking what everyone's goals are. If they don't have any, encourage them to come up with something, whether it's being active and booking 1 party for the month or hitting the monthly sales award and booking 5 parties for the month. Big or small, the goals need to be written down where they can see them on a daily basis. Don't stop trying to find out what your team members need to be successful and or reach their goals. Next is turn negatives into positives. Encourage them to find a positive from any negative they run into. Just like Sensi teaches us to think with arrows out, you have to try and train yourself to think positively. I remember when one of my new team members was trying to hit her shooting star, and a couple days before her 15th day was up, she had a few customers cancel their orders. She was really upset and discouraged, which I totally understood. I could have said, yeah, that sucks, or, oh man, what are you going to do? Yuck. Both of those just sound negative. Instead, I called her and said, hey, you know what? It's not very often people cancel their orders, but this does happen. The good thing about it is, at least you're dealing with a situation early on in your Scentsy journey. Now you will know how to handle it in the future. Now you've been pushing yourself to hit shooting star. What steps are you going to take to ensure you hit it? You are only $60 short. You can do this. Take a wild guess. She earned it. It felt really good for her to know that even in a time of struggle where it seemed hopeless, she had set a goal for herself and she did it. Next would be a servant leader. Be strong for your team. Finally, what's kept me recruiting and my team members doing well is called being a servant leader. I know, when you think of servant, it's easy to think of as a weak word, but in the words of Dave Ramsey, it takes much more strength to carry people on your shoulders than it does to walk on them with your feet. If you are struggling with something, talk to your upline. Do not stress to your downline. Always keep them as positive as possible. A servant leader is and must be strong for their team. In the words of Ken Blanchard, who wrote the book, The Blanchard Management Report, you need to listen to your team, praise them, support them, and if need be, redirect them when they deviate from their goals. The servant leader is constantly trying to find out what his or her people need to be successful. Since I always ask my team members what their goals are for the month and what they plan on doing to reach those goals, I write it down. Why? Say it's the middle of the month. They are halfway to hitting their goal. Call or text them and congratulate them. Let them know they're halfway there. Post it to the Facebook group. Give credit where credit is due and build your team members up. The more your team members grow and promote themselves, the more you grow and promote. It's a wonderful cycle that those Monday haters like to call a pyramid scheme. Okay, next is be your best you. Have everything come from the heart. I hope that everything I have covered today has inspired you and you've learned. Please remember that all of this needs to come naturally. By no means do I follow a certain script. I have utilized the tools that Scentsy gives us and am constantly learning. I am natural about it and it comes off that way. Most importantly, apply what you have learned in a way that works for you. Adopt my ideas and adapt them to fit you. When I started writing this speech back in October of last year to submit it, my best friend gave me really good advice. She told me not to ramble, which I do quite often when I'm speaking on Scentsy and the opportunity, and just to speak from the heart like I do every second I get a chance to talk about Scentsy and how it's changed my life, and to just be me. So in turn, I will say to you the same thing. Speak from your heart and be genuine. Potential team members will be able to tell you are empowered by what you do and that you love what you do. Share your brand everywhere and keep it simple. Be authentic and adapt ideas to fit your needs, and be generous with your time. That's what the core values of Scentsy are all about anyway, right? Simplicity, authenticity, and generosity. The last thing I want to leave you with is one of my favorite quotes. The reason you're still hoping you'll achieve your goal is because you haven't decided to achieve it yet. What goal are you going to decide to achieve next? Thank you.
All right, we have some questions for you.
Okay.
All right, first question. This is from Tiffany Thuma. If you're here, Tiffany, the question is, I want the ABC on how to take my business from a hobby to a career.
Well, you have to treat it as a business. Invest time in trainings, invest time in yourself. There was a Brian Tracy book that I'm actually listening to the audiobook right now. And he says that if you invest 3% of your annual income into your business and into yourself to grow as a business person, your income will double 50% each year. So if you want to turn it into a career, you need to treat it as one. What are you doing to better yourself as a person and as a salesperson? So.
Okay, very good. And from Heather Stokes from Newark. How do you recruit people in your area or outside of it if they are unsure they would do well due to the number of consultants in that area?
Well, I have to say it's all about the job that you do. I personally can't say that. I think that's a myth. I know that out of the 43 members on my team, 38 of them are in Columbus. So, and I'm in Columbus area. So I firmly believe that that's a myth. I don't think any area is actually saturated. You just have to remember that although everybody wants to help everybody and it is a family, you have to remember to do better than the next consultant that's going to come along and offer somebody a party or offer or ask them to buy. So I think if you just go above and beyond and you just make sure that you're always exceeding expectations, it shouldn't matter how many consultants are in the area.
That's good. Great. Let's hear it for Melissa one more time. She did a great job. So a couple of quick notes that I took down. If you didn't, there's lots of good information in that one.